Hey guys, what's happening? Welcome to this channel. In today's video, I'm going to be walking down to a strategy that I always use in trading the forex market, which is known as a support and resistance trading strategy. Some folks call it the demand and supply zones. Now, for this strategy, we have to talk about a market that is moving in a sideways direction. Like we all know, no market trend always like it's about bullish or bearish. There are markets that moves in sideways direction, and we're going to be looking at how we can trade this strategy and get profitability out of from it. So our number one thing we want to do is understand what support and resistance zone talks about. Now, a support zone is a zone where we expect buyers to take price to the upside, while a resistance zone is where we expect sellers to take price to the what, the downside. So for the sake of this video, like we can see USD, Swiss francs, we're going to be using it as an award. It's in the resistance zone. It's actually a market I traded this week, so I want to open some secret out for us to know what's happening in this market. So USD, Swiss francs, let's see what's happening. So guys, I've been actually been on this chart for a while now, and I've been selling on it. I've been selling on this chart. So let's see what's happening here. So USD, Swiss francs actually bullish. If you ask me, there's been a trend line break, but it's still bullish. It's still bullish. So let's go down to 4 hours and see what's. I always love taking my analysis from the 4 hours because I see the chart clearly from there. So this is it. USD, Swiss francs has been bearish. Let's get a trend line. Okay, there was actually a break. There was a break here, and price actually moved to the upside. So what I've been doing ever since, I was waiting for the market to come to this trend line, and I was able to sell at this zone. Yeah, I think I've explained this in one of my videos. So I waited for opportunity where price came to this trend line multiple times, so I looked for opportunity here. So I was able to write price to the downside oftentimes, but that's not what I'm talking about in this video. My concern in this video is price is actually on the resistance zone. Okay, let's extend this out. Okay, so what we actually saw here, we saw price breakout, and what it did was it got to a zone where this support zone was this resistance here actually didn't break above it, so it became a resistance here for price to what, rise, look for opportunity to take market to the downside. And what we're actually looking at is price coming back to this pullback here, to look for opportunities to take it up and see what happens next. But my concern in this video is I was able to sell here because why, the market was actually on the resistance zone. So as you can see in this trend line here, this is a resistance zone, a support zone becoming a resistance. So what we look for here is this. Now I'm going to be showing a secret that I use in trading. Now let the price go to this resistance zone here. What I did was I went down to the 30 minutes. Now price actually in an area of value. What I did was I got to 30 minutes. Yeah, and I did something here. I waited for price. I didn't actually trade this first resistance. I waited for price to see what happened here. The first thing I was looking out for was a trend line break, which I got here. Okay, I got a trend line break here, and now this happens to be a double top. So what I did was I looked for an opportunity in this neckline here. I looked for an opportunity here in this neckline here, and like we can see in this video here, price gave us an entry trigger, a dark cloud cover here, that took price all the way to the downside, all the way to the downside. This video is going to be a very quick one, so I'm going to be explaining what support zone also talks about. So what I saw here was I saw price move all the way to the downside. So let's draw this from the upside to see what's happening here. So what I'm going to be looking for here is I'm waiting for price to break this zone here, and let's see what happens next. What happens next in this chart. So this is what I did. I looked for opportunity here. Now there are three things you need to keep in check whenever you want to trade the resistance zone. One, you want to wait for price to come to an area of value in the 4 hours. 4 hours is where I do my analysis from, guys. You don't want to look for your analysis in a lower time frame like the 15 minutes or the 1 hour. You're going to be wrong. If you wait for the market in the 4 hours, you are golden. So I waited for market to come to an area of value, which is this resistance here, and the 4 hours. So lately price got there. What I did was I went down to the lower time frame, which is the 30 minutes, and I waited for market structure trend line break. Immediately I got the trend line break, I waited for market structure change, which is an indication that price is about to move in an opposite direction, and I got that. What I got actually was a double top here, which indicates that price is about to move to the downside, and it keeps happening like that. It just keeps happening, and the market giving us a lower high and lower lows, just like that, and we keep coming to the downside. Now this for our resistance zone. Like I said, a resistance zone is an opportunity where sellers are looking for position to take price to the downside, Now the next thing we're going to be looking about is our support zones. Now let's move over to GBP JPY and see what's happening here. Let's go to the 4 hours. Now GBP JPY is actually bullish, so like you can see here, but we got a market structure change here, a triple bottom that indicates that the price is about to go to an upside, and this trend line here has been opportunity for us to look for buys opportunity. Like we can see here, I've been looking for swing points. Now what I got here was swing low, higher low, higher high, higher low, just like that. And actually there was a trend line break, but guess what, there was an amazing part of this trend line break here. This amazing part was market came to this zone here and tapped into it, but it didn't break below it, which is an indication that this becomes a support zone for us to ride price to the upside. So as you can see here, we are actually on the support zone. Now what do we do? Like we said about the resistance, whenever market comes to an area of value which happens to be a support zone, what we do is we go to the 30 minutes and look for trend line break first. After getting a trend line break, we want to look for another opportunity. Oh whoa, market actually came back. I didn't anticipate this happening. I'm super excited that this strategy is working out. So what did we get here? We got a trend line break. Here. So it is an indication that this market is actually bullish, because this is a double bottom. Now we said a trend line break, it had occurred that the market break above it. Now the second thing we want to see happen is a double market structure change indicator, and which we saw is a double bottom here in this trend line, and what we saw was a pullback and the market went up. Now I couldn't enter this trade here because why? I wasn't seeing an entry trigger for me here, because this thing wasn't giving me an entry trigger. But guess what, market has actually come back here to give me an entry trigger to rise price. This is actually a dark cloud cover preceding pattern, sorry. So what I'm waiting for now, I'm going to be looking forward to in this week, is I want to see price actually come to this zone, which happens to be the last stationary order block, and respect it. Okay, let me actually draw what I'm expecting. So let's see if it will play out. Hopefully it will, because I've been on this chart for a while. Okay, okay. This is what I'm hoping should play out. Sorry. This is what I'm hoping should play out. Come on, come on, come on. Come on now. It's like I should take this thing out. Give me what I want. Okay. And then this. Okay. Okay. This is what I'm expecting to see here. Yeah. Okay, so guys, this is what I'm actually expecting to see in this market here. So whichever way I believe it's going to play out, I'm very sure about this. It's going to play out because all the dots have been met, and I'm expecting this to happen. Eventually, when it gets to this trend line, let's just put our first target here. Eventually, when it gets to this first trend line, I'm suspecting it's going to pull back. I'm going to leave this chart like this. Oh, come on. Okay, that's just it. So the most important thing we're saying in this video is we wait for market to come to an area of value, and when we see that happen, we want to go to the 30 minutes, and what we see is a trend line break and a pullback to that trend line break. I was actually on this chart and I didn't see an entry trigger for me to write price to the upside, and I said, whoa. So since that is not happening, I'm not going to be entering, because why? It's too risky. The risk is too high, and I didn't know this actually played out. So I'm going to be waiting for the next opportunity to get involved in this chart. So guys, as you can see, this strategy, it works out a lot of times. It has been one of the strategies I've been using to trade for a while, and it plays along, as in according to the way you predict it. The first thing in your 4 hours is an area of value, very important. An area of value. Once you see that happening, you're going down to the 30 minutes to look for opportunity for market structure change. But first of all, there must be a trend line break. Now take note of this. For every head and shoulder pattern, there must first be a trend line break. So you want to see that happening first before you look for potential structure change and entry trigger for you to rise price to the upside. So guys, that's all for this video. In case you have a question, I would love to hear it. So I can give attention to it. So